Hey everyone, how you doing today? It's me, David, coming to you from my whiskey den here in Central Ohio. Today, I wanted to revisit Bulleit Bourbon. Now, I was looking on the channel. It's funny. I thought, I don't know if I ever did a Bulleit Bourbon review. I did one about 2 years ago, early on in the history of the channel. Probably one of my first. Yeah, it was like first video was August 10th, and I think it was September 21st that my Bulleit Bourbon review hit. So, and it was, then I was thinking, I had a dream. It's like, I should do a matchup between Bulleit Bourbon and Russell's Reserve, but I did that already. So, I wanted to actually do Bulleit Bourbon again. Couple of reasons why. It is a high rye bourbon. So we've got the mash bill is 68% corn, 28% rye, and 4% malted barley. So anything in that like 20 to 30% rye in the mash bill is a high rye bourbon. I believe a rye whiskey would be 51% rye. Technically, it could be 100% rye, but I think it's 51%. But this is 28% rye, so it's going, and there's no age statement, so it's going to give you a spiciness and a bite to it. So this is actually the same exact bottle, the same exact bottle of Bulleit Bourbon that I used 2 years ago for that review, which is weird because Bulleit Bourbon, a couple of videos on my channel, my first video and then one of my first anniversary videos from last year, and it's called She Loves You. No. I'm gonna just rehash it here. Started out drinking Jack Daniels because the rock stars in the 70s, that was their whiskey. And then I went over to Jim Beam. I figured, Jim Beam and Jack Daniels to me tasted similar, and Jim Beam was a few bucks less. Then I met some friends when I married my wife out in California, and they were into Maker's Mark. I like Maker's Mark. Beautiful 90 proof bourbon. It's easily acceptable, wheated bourbon. But then I was getting a little bored with it, and I didn't want to get into a rut of drinking the same bourbon that everyone else was. And so Bulleit Bourbon, saw it at the liquor store. It looks cool. The bottle looks cool. Frontier Whiskey. It intrigued me. So, and the price was about the same as Bulleit or as Maker's Mark. Price these days on this is $28. I think for the longest time it was like between $23 and $25. So, good price point. And I didn't really know the difference. I didn't know what wheated bourbon was, high rye bourbon, but I knew I took a chance. I tried it and I really liked it. So it became my go-to bourbon. And you watch some of the cooking shows, Hell's Kitchen, Chef Ramsay at the restaurant, he's got Bulleit Bourbon on the shelves, making it feel like it's top shelf stuff. I think if you watch other cooking competitions like Top Chef, some other ones, they will use Bulleit Bourbon in place of a bottom shelfer. Sorry, Jim Beam fans, the white label would be considered a bottom shelf bourbon in my book. So this is kind of like that one of those mid-range bourbons, and it has the feeling of being a little bit more elevated. So let's see what we got. I do know also when we sold our house, we used to live in California, sold the house and took a road trip, spent 2 nights in Vegas just to unwind from selling a house, and ordered a 7-7 with Bulleit Bourbon, and it cost me a good little amount, but heck, we had money in the account because we sold a house. Why not? and that was making our move out here to Ohio. So, nice dark. This one's got a nice dark, I would say a nice medium brown color. It doesn't look foo-foo or weak. It's got nice fingers on it. Um, but I believe, from what I've read, this is owned by Diego. Um, we don't know where this is distilled. Um, Talk previously was Wild Turkey or Four Roses was doing the distilling years ago. Rumor Jim Beam was doing some stuff with it, but um, it could be, it could be an MGP product and they just, barrel it somewhere else. But it does say bottled by the Bulleit Distilling Company in Louisville, and it's also 90 proof. Okay, all that's out of the way. It smells really spicy, a little bit of a little sweetness, but the smell has quite a bite to it. Let's see what we got. Oh man. It's spicier than I remember it to be. Um, got a lot of heat. It's not, despite my reaction, it's not harsh. To me, my opinion, and we all have different opinions, just like belly buttons, we all have one. It is a really, in my book, a good mid-range, mid-shelf, 90 proof bourbon. The taste, it tastes like it's a higher proof. So I would actually, believe it or not, probably put this next to my Wild Turkey Rare Breed, which is like 100 and I think 18 proof. It tastes in a way. I'm not saying it tastes like Wild Turkey Rare Breed, but it has that similar feel to it. So, my opinion, if you want something that is going to be tasting at a more expensive, higher proof, because the rare breed, I think nowadays it's $60, and for this, for what did I say, 28? Yeah, $28. Really solid, packs the heat. I mean, it's getting a little sweet on it, but that sweet is now overruled by that rye spiciness. Um, I forgot how much I like this. Now, keep in mind, like I said, this is the same exact bottle of Bulleit bourbon I reviewed about almost 2 years ago. So I don't go to this bourbon all that much, as you can see. But it is a bourbon I really think I should revisit from time to time and just kick back and enjoy it. Um, yeah, I it's it's smooth. It's got a bite to it. It is, to me, I would say, a probably one of the bourbons I would enjoy a pour of on a cold, snowy winter's day with the wood stove going. I've reserved that for other bourbons, such as, like the Maker's 101 or even the Wild Turkey 101. So now we're getting into that 101 proof, and I'm lumping this along with that. A little bit lower proof, drinks and tastes like, to me, a higher proof bourbon. And for $38, you can find it everywhere. It is to me, in my opinion, it's a decent bourbon. It doesn't pretend to be something that it's not. You drink that, and I do feel like that's, frontier whiskey. They drank it in the Old West. I don't think they really did, but just a really solid packs the heat type of deal. So if you haven't tried it, because it is a common, easy to find bourbon, give it a try. I don't think for under $30 you're going to go wrong. I think you'd be pleasantly surprised by it. It is a nice, like I said, it's really nice. It's warm, it's inviting, and it's just the thing. Cold winter day, you do your hot toddy, or something like that. Drink it straight up or on the rocks. Have it with your steak dinner. It's that kind of bourbon, and it is warm and inviting, and I like it. And we're gonna just polish this off. And I also think it would disinfect and sanitize snake bites as well. So you could use it as a topical antiseptic, in my opinion. So there you go. Bulleit Bourbon Frontier Whiskey. Diego is the owner of this. And again, we don't know the age statement. It is 90 proof. Very sketchy as far as where it's made at. But I do suspect it's MGP, which is Midwest Grain Products, which makes different distillates for different distilleries. And but other than that, really good, meaty, beefy, packs the heat. So there you go. And hopefully this video will get more than the 61 views the video did 2 years ago when I reviewed it the last time. And I'll link that video to the end of this video so you can see if my opinions changed a bit. We'll see what we get. So until next time, it's me, David, coming to you from my whiskey den here in Central Ohio. Hope your next pour is your best pour. We will catch you soon, and thank you so much for watching. Hey everyone, if you like what you see, please like and subscribe so you can be notified of future videos as they drop. Thanks for watching.